Oh, great. Thanks for joining us on this broadcast. Brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Of course, this is a recording. All right, I'm in Orlando or near it, or I'm like 10 minutes from Disney. Not that I'm going to go there. Just something different. Um, yeah, just something different. That's all. Ain't that big of a deal. So today is I'm doing another one for Dolores Cannon. I feel like there's something there that needs to be. It's like it just feels like that something there is not done yet. People need to hear from it. I don't know. Just something's not just not done. Um, we'll go. We'll see where that goes. Elite timelines, remote view. So, uh, for example, I was listening to a guy at TV. Is it Jason Rice? If I remember his name right. So, everyone has like their own point of view, like our current health situation, like what's that about? I'm not going to go to that because, just, but like the Challenger, the Space Challenger was destroyed or blew up in the 19, I forget what year it was, in the 80s. We had the Gulf oil spill or whatever it might be. We have these kind of situations here and the vibe that comes in with that. So actually, I feel like I could channel that energy technically. I wasn't sure how I was going to go about that. I feel like I can just tap into it, but it feels like I can channel that. It would just, take what, you know, is a point of view. Who knows? You're not going to really know. And there is an Antarctica connection. But how all this works, because a lot of elitists, I feel like there are a lot of elitists there somewhere. You go where nobody. Greenland is another one. Maybe not so strong, but yes, it's anything remote. Islands are remote, especially when you can buy an island and so on. So, however they do it, yeah, they're not going to reveal themselves to. Well, you never know. If I can tap into where they are, like I don't think I want to do that, but all of a sudden I have heart problems or I can't see anymore or something like that. Yeah, they're pretty good about messing with you. And figured Arcturian connections, or we'll see where that goes. Who knows? Or not. Well, anyway, I guess Prince Philip died. I guess he can't be king. So the creature has left the world. So, yeah, if you don't believe he's a creature, just take a look at him. So, yeah, it's one thing I get from the royal family is, when you put that crown on your head, it's like I've officially sold out. It's like, yeah, pretty much, and it looks so ridiculous wearing that stuff too, which is even funnier. I mean, they wear these. I mean, I guess it was stylish at one time, but it looks so ridiculous these days. It's just humorous. So, does anybody take people seriously? I mean, obviously you have to, but because we're the peasants, right? That's the insecure monarchy. So, do some updates here, real quick. Let's see, Philip right there. I'm terrified just looking at him. Anyway, ivantalk.com, private sessions. Oh, gee, I don't even know what day I'm on. I think I'm on the 30th. I'm there for some people, sort of, or the 28th. 20th, same situation here, but webinar. Uh, Social network, Rabbit, behind the scenes, and dating site. I'm doing advertising for this tomorrow. I'm looking at other advertising directions, little by little. It's not going to be anything too heavy, but eventually I'll find a niche that works. Overall, I'm going to change these pictures overall, but I think the back end of it works pretty decently. It's just getting more people to use it. That all takes time. I'm not in a huge rush, but I think it's cool. I think it has a good. Anyway, we're about to ruin that. We're about to ruin that party with this. So people don't think he's a creature. Well, you might want to look again. Jeez, I can't look at that anymore. So I wonder where that's all going to start falling apart. Obviously, not soon enough. I mean, they act like they're like better. I don't know, it's just a big joke. I think they know that the whole thing's just, I mean, you're on that throne, and it's just, I guess they feel like they're lucky to an extent, but are you really that lucky? I mean, you're controlled, and you can be thrown out anytime if you don't do what you're told. So yeah, they're very much controlled. They're controlled like us, right? I mean, I think we might have more freedom than they do in some regard. Sort of. It's hard to say on that one. We're kind of free. Nobody's free here. Well, I think even the elites aren't really free here either, because they have to keep controlling, messing with us all the time to keep themselves in power. Is anybody really having a free lunch here? I mean, like the founders of Google, was Larry Page. He always was in his voice. It's like, you're like this, you're like the super CEO and you fucking can't speak. So obviously not all of them like that, but it's strange. There's something else I was going to go into, but I completely forgot. Gee, I wonder why. I guess it wasn't that important. It wasn't that important. So, all right. I'll go into Dolores Cannon. I kind of want to go into this whole elite timeline situation that seems to be speaking right now, but we'll do what we can. So I'm going to do Dolores Cannon. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow too. I'm going to do it for a couple more days. It feels like there's something there. Like I said, it needs to be. Like, this is supposed to be a one-shot deal. Is there something there just speaking? I was trying to avoid it, and it seemed to keep coming back to it. So, yeah. So anyway, okay, all right. Enough of that. This Prince Philip in hell, probably. Of course, he probably left hell to go. Anyway. You live one nightmare and go into another one. So maybe he's wearing a crown somewhere. Looking ridiculous. Wearing that crown is like the most insecure person in the world has just arrived. It's like just fucking awesome. It's like putting on that crown. It's like I'm controlled. I'm mind manipulated. I have no freedoms. and you're the peasants, I guess, sort of. I mean, who's the one losing out in this deal? I think it's the person wearing the crown when you think about it. I mean, they might have all these people waiting on them, but they become so spoiled and all that. That's nothing to be proud of. But okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Yeah, it's definitely not the queen running that show, that's for sure. Greetings to you. I am Dolores Cannon. The Atlantean light body many are tapping into again. It's also very connected to the oceans. Think of like the pure ocean. The ocean, yes, without the seawater, the salt water, is more clear, crystalline energies, as what Atlantis and many other lands were. There was no Black Sea, there was no Dead Sea during these times. And no labels really when it comes down to it. Of course, the label is a third dimensional vibration. So you can say, yes, the Atlanteans, it all depends on how you look at it. Say the Atlanteans found a dark energy within the earth itself and explored it within themselves. And wouldn't you do the same? Wouldn't you find a soul journey? And that's pretty much what happened. It's like you have these light beings with advanced technology. There was others, it wasn't just Atlantean beings. But basically, Sirius, the constellation of Sirius through Atlantis, tapped into the vibrations of the planet and unlocked it. You can say even exploit it to bring it out into the open. Because they've always known it's here, but never known how to truly access it. So, because this world is called troubles for others in the past, before Atlantis, and no one really quite understood what this world was about. So it's always been an enigma. So as you live here, you create life here. You are the earth, and you finally find what is hidden within it, and it slowly comes out. And many of you are it's darkness within the earth that's coming through the humans, releasing. Not that the earth, yes, is all the bad guy. No, but one that feels the energies from the universe, the darkness from the universe that comes through. And you can say a lot of darkness was trapped here at one time. So tapping into higher vibrations is basically connecting to your spirit guide energies of now your spirit guide energies is basically just like, oh, look, my friends are here. And you become more of a clear. Now, some of you shut those vibrations out sometimes. Well, because you're here to learn a certain lesson here, do you need to necessarily have them give you all the answers as you're discovering them more on your own? So that's why some may shut out their guides, because you want to figure things out on your own. Obviously, they're helping you, little whispers, little vibrations, but that's what they're there for. They're not there to tell you what to do, as some might feel. In some cases, they don't always get the best decisions in that regard when you give them the power. I mean, obviously, you work together to what is best for you, but you are on the voyage. And they are just, you can say they are the ship to keep you on track. Well, as long as you want to be on track. Sometimes you want to go off track, and then they're like, what are you doing? Why are you getting that relationship with that person? Why are you getting that job? Why did you just quit your jobs? Like, maybe now's not the best time, and you take them on a bumpy ride. So yeah, there's a lot of self-discovery here, as you can see. There's deep caverns within the soul that has not been discovered. That's why so many go into what they do here. That's why so many get trapped here, or what some would call trapped. Some feel like you're kind of like in a bubble bath. You can't get enough of it. Well, because you go within yourself so deeply, doesn't mean that you know everything about yourself. But it's many that make the decisions that they make here and keep making the same wrong decision because they like the vibration of it. But also, it does clear them out. It's a major clearing on. You don't always know the history of these souls. They have a reason for it. They're not always going to make it known what they've been through. A lot of it comes from other universes. It comes from, just, yes, understanding that the soul is always going to be a mystery. What do you think the higher dimensions do all day? They're they're understanding themselves. They're exploring. They're inventing, they're creating, but they're not always allowing themselves to be fully known. There's always a mystery to the soul. And the biggest mystery is when you are a mystery to yourself, when you don't know who you are. And you can do that in the higher dimensions also through a reincarnation process. Because as a spirit being, you see too much, you could say. You see everything. But the less you know, the more you grow. So as a spirit being, yes, you're spoiled, you have everything. And some say, I don't want to see all this all the time. I want to see less. So you incarnate in worlds like yours, where you see nothing. And many enjoy not seeing everything, because seeing everything, you're always seeing it anyway. Your soul is always seeing it. You're just not remembering here in this incarnation. It's like souls that you say you'd never, ever incarnate with, never have a relationship with, never connect with, and then you forget all that. You come here, and all of a sudden you have a relationship with those people. You end up having children with them, and you end up having dogs and cats with those people. I mean, you do. Be surprised how many souls do the opposite when they incarnate, especially when you remember nothing. It's like, I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but how would that be if I don't remember saying that? And that's voyage of the soul. Of course, there's more to it than that, but that's why many are going through what they're going through. Amnesia is key for soul survival, too. It's like the less you know, the better. I mean, obviously, in this environment, many are having difficulties with that. But in the long run, it makes sense. Well, souls can live forever, but also challenging the soul is sometimes difficult because the soul can get stale after a while because you're not really experiencing new things. You can become kind of stagnant. You'll still exist, but you can be set in your own ways. That's why so many souls in the higher dimensions see your world and just don't understand it. You become alien. So you come here to open your eyes. Yeah, you might have been so blocked off from everything in the spirit realms. You're such a higher vibrations. So you forget all that, come here. And now all of a sudden your eyes are open. It's that simple. But lessons. Greetings to you. We are the elite collective. Yes, from your Antarctica. Doesn't matter where we're from. So, Illuminati timelines, yes, most likely are not to be revealed. Yes, so your elite Illuminati people that are here, yes, live on another timeline. Or you can say mindset. They do live on your world. Those in the physical consciousness, many that are not physical, but those in the physical feel godlike, that they control reality. That you are, yes, the children, the students of their realms. And they know they can't lose that power too, as long as they keep doing something. Or they end up dying, whatever it might be, and that'd probably be for the best. But they know they can always secure themselves with power. So what do they do with it? So who can get the most power? So yes, so it is the opposite. You've heard this before. So like Russia and the United States in the media are said to be the villains, or Russia's the villain, when it's quite opposite when they're actually friends. The Ukraine's going through a lot of difficulties. Obviously, there's timelines that are not wanting to reveal themselves. Also, like your 9/11, it's a timeline that those timelines of 9/11 are still occurring, meaning that what created that event is still, you're still active on those timelines. So it's affecting a lot of people. That's why the reveal won't come soon anytime of why that certain event, how it got away with it, etc. You can use your own discernment, of course. Your financial 2008, that same thing. There's always going to be a backdoor, but yes, it was known it was going to occur. It was allowed to dominoes to fall. It was, you can say, planned. They're not stupid. They see these things. They're not, I mean, even if they don't catch everything, they listen to all the rumors and see if there's truth to it. Because not, if you're elitist, they're always looking for opportunities to stay strong and ahead of one another. To them, it's a game. Along with other elitists, how long can they keep this charade going on your Earth for humans not to realize they exist? As yes, they are, intertwined into everything, and yes, they are not known publicly. I mean, some might be, but they're not seen as significant. They're seen as nothing. And so there's some of them, I believe this has been mentioned here before, some of them have been on television, but nobody cares. Yeah, just like a nobody, boring, usually it's a financial advisor or something like that. And just nobody cares. And that's the point. Yes, of course, it's a lot of the connections to Brussels. Your Antarctica is like a capital. Like the capital of your world, controlling your planet. It's not necessarily your moon. It's more Antarctica as the king of your world. How you look at it, how you perceive that. Not many of you go there. Obviously, you're not wherever the politicians go when they say they go there publicly, because that is kind of revealing some things. Like, why is that politician going to Antarctica when there's nothing there? So yeah, a lot of the secret governments do connect to that place, definitely. It's so remote, and it's like a James Bond movie. That's not what they're trying to do, but the intentions are kind of the same in some regard. It's not so it doesn't have the theater of controlling your reality, but they do feel the elites have a high on how they do things. But I feel like God brought them here, and some of them do all the things they can to screw up, and they still have power, and they can't believe it. So they mess with the cryptocurrencies. They do illegal things, and they still have power. Like your Epstein removing that person and still having power. It becomes quite amazing that they can live above the system so much that they did not really create themselves, but they abuse it all. Well, they abuse it, but they also do it in an intelligent way. Well, it has meaning behind everything that they do. They don't just do things and just for the sake of it. Not really. It's always an agenda behind it. So that's why they stay in power. Some of you just do things for the hell of it, and we understand that's part of your reality, but part of it, elitist reality. If you're going to do something, that's going to be affecting the world, you must have a reason, a meaning behind it of some kind. They always do. It's like playing chess, checkers, the movie script of your planet. It's always rewritten. There's nothing ever. I mean, yes, they have plans 5, 10 years down the line, but it's still up to you where things go. It's just they like to move people, move things around to their benefit, especially the banking system. They like to make sure that's nice and secure. And like someone goes against their central bank, he's like, yeah, we're going to go to war with that person. And if it works out, it does. If it doesn't, that's fine also. Because they feel like they have enough security to last them a lifetime, so it doesn't. But that does not mean you can't see into their realm. So the elites here are, yes, hide behind Masonic energies, but it goes much more to that. Of course, yes, the Black Magician energies. Of course, yes, they're connected to your Vatican. They're not normally seen in your Vatican normally. Once again, they try to keep a low profile overall. What for? Why? And obviously they do go to, public places and things like that during Easter and things of that kind. Yeah, Easter is a turning point of your planet, as you can see, and more to unlock very soon. It's not over yet with Easter, as Easter is a turning point on your planet. But the timelines here, yes, we can't go into detail of why things happen the way they do. Well, it's just that think of like the vibration like the Challenger explosion that happened, I believe, in your 80s. Um, it's the energy, the impact that it brings to your world. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but it's just a vibration to bring to your planet too. Because they can feel when they do something or plan to do something, they feel the timelines that it creates because they're using their intuition. So they can feel the power and whatnot. They don't always know everything. Nobody ever does. But they do like to take power from powerful people and give it to themselves. And if they just, yeah, there's always reaching away. Same as your monetary system is kind of like that. Well, they buy up companies and sometimes they destroy them. They're buying things up and destroy. That's usually the Illuminati way. Well, yeah, because they shut it down. They quiet it down. Like it no longer exists. Unless they want to implode it within. Yeah, they can even hire somebody to join a company that says they're going to help it end up destroying it. That's a Illuminati way too. That's all we can say on this matter for now. Greetings, we are the Arcturians. Well, the idea, yes, is to believe in oneself in this timeline. Yes, expect a lot of shifts into third dimensional reality to start to break down. As yes, you're going to a new era. And yes, it's not going to happen quickly or all at once, but you'll feel your timeline's not the same as it used to, or yourself not the same either. You gain weight, lose weight, whatever it might be, it shows you're shifting timelines. If you make a change within yourself and just feels right, it shows a major timeline shift just occurred. So, and many that feel like they're in a desert period, like nothing's happening, is a long timeline. And it's not always meant to be the most productive in a physical way. A lot of it's a spiritual direction. And even then, it doesn't mean you have to meditate all day. Just find things that bring happiness to you. Obviously, it's not always the clearest, but it's people that are going, because you're doing astral work. So sometimes you need light work, light duty here, so you can do more of your astral work, and you're preparing your lifetime, putting things in place. Sometimes you need 10 years of nothing going on special in your life. And then the next 10 years after that, your life did a 180. You're living something totally different. So that's another reason for desert times in people's lifetimes. But I feel like nothing's going on. No matter what I do, no matter who I talk to, nothing ever works. Be surprised what you're designing, putting together. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant as your life changes. But for some it is, because you're doing a entire timeline shift. All depends on what you're here to bring to the planet itself. A lot of your elites, there's a lot of elites even in your spirit realms, are still healing. So you have Illuminati beings that are in spirit that are still feel like they can rule the world, even when their times are past. They're still trying to influencing society, humanity. Yes, even from the spirit realms, they don't seem to be able to let it go. It's an obsession with them. They're workaholics. They can't seem to let go. Some of you become workaholics also to shut them down. So that's why some of you are very persistent the way you are. Just like, I feel like I have to do this. And so you're here you might not be able to see it physically, but on an astral level, be surprised if it comes through. It's like, wow, I'm a workaholic. I can't figure out why. Oh, I'm battling astral beings in astral that are tyrannical. Well, some of them are still trying at this time, trying to bring World War III into your reality. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but many are still trying. As you can tell, your society is falling for a lot of the tricks of your media, and many are disconnecting from it, but then they find another propaganda media with the alternative media. They're not ready to divorce from propaganda altogether, allow the soul to heal. So your media is part of the matrix, as you know, the matrix mentality. And as you let go of the media and how it speaks and talks, you can feel much better about yourself. And then the fourth dimension comes through. But obviously, it's very gradual. It doesn't have to happen fast because you still have to function here. I mean, you bring many of you, yes, can snap your finger, and now you're connected to the fourth dimension. But people don't need you walking through walls and things like that just yet. They don't need you to see you translucently hover to them. So this is why you're warning a lot of the energies of the third dimension. Yes, you can go further, but the world needs you where you are now. And that's the frustrating part. It's like, I'm in neutral, aren't I? Well, yes, because the world needs you there. Now, some might argue with that, but you ever want to go somewhere but you don't have the keys to the car? Somebody took away those keys. That's kind of like what's going on there. It's like, I want to go. I want my aliens. I want this happen, that happen, but nothing's happening because someone else has the keys to that and they're not going to give it to you just yet. Doesn't mean you can't get it. But someone's speaking about alien invasion or a fake alien invasion. Anything is possible, but I believe that's mostly a rumor at this time. We don't really see it happen. Of course, anything can happen in reality. But yes, you will come to a time when you're going to decide, when aliens do arrive, which groups do you want to connect with? There's going to be some positive and some are going to be very negative. The negative ones are known to be very persuasive. Isn't this world persuasive? Isn't the media very persuasive? Your government is very persuasive. Of course, it forces its thoughts onto you. The government just forces itself on everyone, as you can see. Yes. I mean, even the oceans have their own government. I mean, many of you can't breathe underwater. Be surprised. There's ocean civilizations. Like, you can't talk to those fish. You can talk to the clownfish, but you can't talk to those other fish that are over there. I mean, there's a dictatorship everywhere here, isn't there? Oh, some of you, now this is coming out of nowhere, but some of you might have seen the myth of Atlantis, like Atlanteans underwater breathing and things like that. And that's true. When Atlantis fell, many did go into the sea. They already had the ability to breathe underwater. Some had part of land. Well, Miriam, not all of them were, but some just had. It's like, well, let me just create a society under here. Obviously, it wasn't done that easily. It's like, oh, now we're underwater. Let's just create a society there. No, it just been motivations to do so, to still connect to the earth in a different way. Some went to inner earth, but some are saying to the ocean earth. So all those things still exist. Yes, the ocean Atlanteans do exist. Some of them are people, some of them are not, but you look at however you want to in that way. Blessings to you.